What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back with some more transfer news, more outgoings. Yeah, they just keep on rolling, man, like Limp Bizkit, man. We're just rolling with the outgoings, more players leaving, not a lot of signs of life coming into the club. But we'll get into that a bit later on. But let's concentrate on the outgoings first. But before I get into that, of course, you know the drill, people. Hit the likes on the video. Best way to support the channel. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and drop your comments below. There was a new member, and I've forgotten the name. But listen, shout out to the new members that support the channel. Honestly, all the help that comes in via memberships, via super thanks on the videos where you leave a comment and donate that way, all helps so much into running the channel and just helping getting videos out. So thank you so much to everyone for their support. And yeah, Deshaun, man, listen, I had to, man. It just feels like everyone's leaving, but no one's coming. You know, one of those. So, but look, it's a good thing. I will maintain it's a good thing that a lot of these players are leaving. I still would like a few more of these players to go. Not gonna be real, but the ones that I really want to go have got nowhere to go, if you know what I mean. But I would like a couple signs of life that we're gonna get some in. But listen, we'll get into that in just a bit. Shout out to everyone watching around. I know there's a few people that said it's nice to catch me live. Thank you. That's a good thing about doing videos on your own schedule, man. Like, what was that? Yesterday I was on at 2 in the afternoon here. It's now nearly 1 o'clock here. Sometimes I'll be on at 8. Not right now while Love Island's on, but it's it's a little bit dry at the moment. Not gonna lie to you, but look, I'll be on whenever I can and whenever I can bring some actual news of what's happening. Um, John here saying, "Hey, KG, greetings from Devon. This is the first time I've caught you live. Shout out to you, John. And I saw your earlier message about Plymouth fans waiting for Leeds. And John, it's a common theme. People don't believe it. People think because when you're a Leeds fan and you say everyone wants to beat Leeds, that you're being an arrogant so and so. I would never do that. If I supported Bournemouth or something, I wouldn't say everyone wants to beat Bournemouth. I'm realistic, but John here confirming it with like Plymouth fans talking about wanting to beat Leeds, and that's what we're up against this season. We're up against people. Leicester have won the league, in the recent history, and there's still people that want to play Leeds and beat Leeds more than they want to beat Leicester. This isn't like speculation. This is facts. But this is what we've got to deal with. And this is why it's important that we get the right characters in. It's important that we get the right youngsters playing in this team. We need players that can play with no fear, that the badge isn't too heavy for. And hopefully they understand the magnitude of getting this club out of this league this season. But I don't know at the moment, people. I'm not gonna lie. Rebecca G, shout out to you. I don't mind players leaving, but the fact we aren't bringing in any money, it concerns me. I'm also concerned we're not signed anyone. I don't have the same faith in the youth as you do, KG. Fair enough. If you don't believe in them, that is fine. That is fine. But listen, we talk about transfer fees. Let's get into one, because this one kind of did it come out of nowhere. I'm not really sure if it came out of nowhere. There was always whispers of him leaving. But yeah, let's go into this one because we do actually get a little transfer fee for Rodrigo. So there you are. We get the 3 million relegation release clause that was in his contract. Fabrizio Romano confirming that Rodrigo leaves Leeds to join Qatari side El Ryan. Done deal, and here we go. So that is all done. Basically, it's done. There's no waiting around waiting for it to be confirmed. It's just a matter of small details, and Rodrigo heads out to Qatar. How do people feel in regards to Rodrigo leaving? Was you hoping that he would stay this season? I was hoping we could possibly convince him to stay one more time, but when you're hearing the money being banded around in Qatari and Saudi, I'd have a hard time saying no. I'm not gonna lie to you, people. So I understand it. I completely understand. He's 32. He's going to a warmer climate. He's going to be earning a shed load of money. I completely get it. I completely get it. And shout out to you that subscribes out of love. I love that. I love that. Thank you for that. Deshaun saying happy that he's got that Saudi bag, deserve it after last year. Yeah, listen, overall, I'll be honest with you. Overall, it wasn't a successful transfer. It just wasn't. We did not get the 30 million that I believe that we should have got out of Rodrigo. And there's various reasons for that. Managers playing him out of position, him just being out of form. But last season, he really did earn his money. And if we're going by that, then yeah, he absolutely deserves this move. I wish that it gone a bit better for him overall in his spell here. But I think recency bias will probably tell you that people remember the 13 league goals in our relegation season rather than him running around aimlessly in the center of midfield under Bielsa, or anything else like that, or being poor in the early rounds of the FA Cup when he actually got a chance to be a striker. So there is that. And listen, just for me with Rodrigo, the main thing is that we replace him with somebody of obviously not of his quality, but of his standing somewhere around him. If the incoming striker is a Sam Surridge, I'm sorry, that's not going to cut the mustard. Let's go and get another goal scorer to complement the youngsters that I do believe in here, Rebecca, in terms of Mateo Joseph and Sonny Perkins and Joe Gelhart. So we need to get a killer. We need to get a tuck shot man. I want to see the tuck shot open. I need to see that open. I want to see the tuck shot close no more. We need somebody who's going to tuck him away, and it's important that we replace him. And listen, we've got 3 million. We got 3 million for him. That's in the deal. And again, I've said it before, but I'll say it as he's now leaving. It's about right. I think maybe if you could have made the release clause maybe 5 or 6 million, that would have been nicer. But at the time when we signed him, he was 29. He had a 4-year deal. He's in the last year of his deal. Overall, the transfer hasn't been a success. And it's a way not only for him to leave cheaply, it's a way for Leeds United to get his wages off the books in the Championship. So it really does benefit it does benefit all parties. Um, Blinkyfish saying, will Bamford still be here at the start of the season? I have no idea. And this is another reason why we need to see some more outgoings as well as incomings. Seeing the squad away, they're away in Norway now. Shout out to all the Norwegians that watch this channel and are hopefully enjoying meeting the team out there. But you still see there's so many holes in this team where some of these players cannot play big roles in this team. I'm sorry, man. Seeing some of these players depresses me. I'm not going to lie. Not depresses, but it brings me down a little. But it's nice to see like Jorginho, Rutter out there and players like that. But yeah, there's still work to do. And Bamford, there's been links with him moving away. I'm not sure where. I think it's maybe just the rumor mill doing its work. But I would like him to leave. I really would. I've made my feelings clear on Bamford for the last 2 years. I don't need to go into it anymore. Long-term subscribers of this channel will know how much I've wanted to move this guy on. But we'll see. Hopefully, we can move him on. Carl Brown with the super thanks. Thank you, super chat. Thank you, Carl, for your support there. And just have to remember Isaac earlier with the super chat as well. Thank you, Isaac. Big support of the channel. I think the club is gearing up for Charlie Taylor as our new left back. I'm not so sure if he still has the engine. I think he would be better than Firpo, though. We'll come back to that one, Isaac. We'll come back to that. We'll definitely circle the block back onto that one. Bubba here saying, hope Saudi come for Bamford. Well, hearing reports today that they're in for Mitrovic and they're going to pay one team out there's going to pay him 25 million a year. Hey, listen, I don't care what your morals are. You can put the blinkers on for a year. You can put the blinkers on. Look, money does talk at the end of the day. A lot of players will tell you that. I know a lot of fans wish that it was the pride of the badge and wanted to win a trophy for that particular club. It's money, basically. And we have to see with Bamford. What you also have to remember as well, people. And I always try and look at things from a realistic point of view as well. And you're talking about, and listen, we'll go with Harry Maguire as a perfect example right now. Man United fans would love to move out Harry Maguire, but he's on a big amount of money and his wages only increase as they got into the Champions League. So the big money he was on before has now increased, I think, by 25,000 a week or something like that. So you've got to think of it from Harry Maguire's point of view. If he's not so concerned about playing first team football, which a lot of players aren't, by the way, people, I know that hurts people as well. Not every player cares about playing first team football. If he's comfortable at Man United, it's not going to get any bigger for him. He's probably not going to earn the money that he's on where he is. Why is he going to move? And I believe that we've got a couple of players like that in our ranks here. I think that we've got a couple of players that they know it's not going to get any better than Leeds United from, and they're not going to earn the money elsewhere if they were to move. And that's where I always go, I understand why you're not moving. I wish you would move, but I understand why you're not. So Harry Maguire there, he's not probably going to move. Is Bamford going to, let's just say someone else come in for, who could come in for Bamford, people? Man, who could come in for him? I don't know who could come in for him, but let's just say it's another club. He's not earning as much money as he's on here. he's not really concerned about playing football. I'm sorry. We've seen it before. His hunger's not there. He's missed games as well. We've had that confirmed with Jesse Marsh where he's been fit and not played. Is he really going to be trying to beat the door down to leave? Possibly not. And that is the problem that you have. And that is the problem that you have with certain parts where you can't move them. And then you also, I mean, taking it even deeper, the agent of the player. How does the agent go about his business by saying, "I've got you a lesser club and I'm getting you less money"? Oh, I've done my job well, haven't I? See, I delve into things, don't I? I give you things that possibly you don't think about, but these are all factors when moving. That's why some transfers take so long to happen. Bubba here saying Bamford would thrive in the USA. Maybe, man. Maybe you go to Scotland and get 10 goals or something. I don't know, man. I just want him gone, but listen, there's nothing solid about him leaving, so no point talking about it. You just bring me down once I realize he's still here. Um, Jarvis here saying nobody wants to buy a player with cardboard legs. You'd be surprised, Jarvis. There's clubs that always believe that they have the formula to fix a player. You know, a fresh start will do him good. Maybe this environment will be better for him. It happens all the time. You'd be surprised, people. Um, Deshaun, any League One team. But this is the problem, Deshaun. Some of the players that I really want to go, that is their level. And I wish I was being funny about that. That is their level, and League One teams can't afford these players. Not even with the reduction in wages, they can't. Some Championship teams can't afford some of these players that we've got. So that's why we're stuck with them. And that's why that you'd never hear any links to them. By the way, have you heard a link? Have you even heard a link for Forshaw? And he's on a free. There's reasons for that because these are bad players. But it's funny, isn't it? We're talking about outgoings here, and Rodrigo being one. A lot of our players that we bought over the last year. And let's move on to the next one, which is Rasmus. That is going to be finalized with Roma, straight up loan. I don't know if there's a loan fee involved, but it's quite funny, isn't it? How out of all the relegated teams, we seem to be doing a lot of the outgoings very, very quickly. You know, Leicester, yeah, they've lost Madison, they've lost a few players on freeze like Tielemans and stuff. Southampton have they lost anybody? Let me know if Southampton have lost anyone, people. I'm having trouble thinking, but Lavia, Lavia is one that is constantly linked with a move. I'm surprised Bella Kotchap hasn't been moved yet, but he's been linked with moves to like Monaco and stuff. They've got a few, but we just seem to be getting these guys out the door. Now, is that efficient? What recouping the wages by the 49ers? I'd like to think so. I believe that the players' agents have also had these moves done probably 2 weeks before we got relegated, people. I've said this around the time. There'll be players that will be talking to their agents saying, if we go down, please have something ready for me. And I believe that's happened too. And Karen here saying Rasmus going is no great loss. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, Karen. In terms of Rasmus, I thought that maybe in the championship he could do something, but I was never going to lose sleep about this guy leaving. I, I, I just, I mean, he just kind of encapsulates what we've been over the past year. Signing him thinking he's going to replace Luke Ayling, and he turns out to be probably worse overall than Luke Ayling was. Even though Luke Ayling was garbage, they were both garbage. They were both garbage. It's like they were trying to outdo each other with who could be worse that week. Absolutely disaster of a signing. Not what I thought we was buying. I would have got the receipt and said, "Can we send him back?" But no, he was garbage, wasn't he? And look, good luck to him in Roma. He seems like a good guy, but we've got too many of these in it. How many times have we said this, people? How many times have we said this? They seem like good guys. Who cares, innit? Who cares? They need to be good players. Graham Noble here with the just shows self before side with them leaving. Graham, I don't know how old you are, Graham, but I know that's an old saying from Billy Bremner days, but it really doesn't apply today. It's the one phrase I love a lot of our sayings, especially Mark John together. That is the absolute one for me. But that side before self thing it's so outdated for me. It just doesn't. Unless you support the club, it doesn't make any sense. There's no player that plays today that cares about the club more than the fans. So that side before self thing, it was cool back in the day. It doesn't really apply to today's players, I'm afraid. It's just something that's just gone out of date. Let me just get into some super chats before we continue. R-Man with the super chat. Thank you for that, R-Man. Looking forward to smack. Right, here we go. See, See, and Armin, obviously a Manchester United fan here. Looking forward to smashing you guys later today. Well, what's new? What's new? Shout out to you for the super chat though. And Carl Brown saying, KG, do you think Cody is going to stay? I hope so. I hope so. In terms of Cody Drama, he's obviously going to be my number one right back. I believe in him a lot. He's already done it. You know, people love saying, you know, league proven. He's done it 2 years in a row in this league. Absolutely want to keep him, but again, that's not finalized, is it? We don't know if he's staying. We've seen him featured in the training in pictures, which is good, but that's not a definitive he's staying this season. We need to know that. There's a lot of players though that we need to know if they're staying or not. You know, someone in the previous video mentioned Jack Harrison. Don't even know what's happening with him. Is he on the move? You know what I mean? I just don't know. I just don't know. Gil here saying, what with Sancho? Gil, you should know more than anyone that Sancho, being as poor as he is, will probably get a hat trick later. That's what we do for players like Sancho. Hey, if you're having a rough time, come on, come and play Leeds United, man. We'll give you a little boost. um, and Jarvis here saying, seriously, hope we're doing bits behind the scenes on incomings. I've got to believe we are, Jarvis. I just can't believe all these outgoings for no reason. For me, it's a case of us freeing up wages, freeing up space on the wage bill, getting some more money in, you know, incoming, and then we can do some business outgoing. But it would be nice to get a couple in. And on that, I mean, how are people feeling in regards to the concern about the lack of incomings? Are you guys concerned? I'll be honest with you. At this point of in time, 12th of July, I am a little concerned. I am a little concerned with the fact that we're not bringing in anyone in. I think that we could still bring people in while we're getting people out, and I would like to see that happen sooner rather than later. I'm not saying I'm worried, or as in like we're going to get relegated, but I said before all these transfers happen that I don't see us getting promoted. I just don't see it with this current team. I think that we need sprinkles of quality in with the youngsters that we've got. And at the moment, we've just got the youngsters without that quality in, and it's a bit of a concern for me. Um, Yeah, I mean, listen, Blinkerfish. Oh, what's happened here? Yeah, Blinkerfish saying, I don't see us getting Hamer or Perot. Yeah, I mean, Hamer's been linked with Fulham. I've mentioned Mitrovic. Yeah, he's been linked with Fulham, and that's the dangers that we have. We're in the Championship. We are playing on an uneven playing field here. So when we make moves, we have to make them quick, and that's it. You know, you mentioned two players that we've been publicly linked with, you know, by various sources, but I've got to believe that we're doing work behind the scenes on players that we don't even know of. I've got to believe that is the case for the 49ers, much like with Nick Hammond. Uh, Porton biohazards. Okay. I'm very concerned, KG. We are missing a lot of targets, and it's looking less likely we'll get Hamer or Perot. You know what? Speaking of that's a lovely segue, Porton, because I have to share this because this did make me laugh. I got to be honest. You know, we've been talking about Ryan Manning, obviously, and, you know, it would be a good sign if we could get him on a free. He's obviously gone to Southampton, as everyone knows now. But, you know, fair play to the Southampton social media team. You know, an account called the Leeds Enthusiast said, just a hunch with no basis of all. I think Ryan Manning will be unveiled soon. And there's Southampton, you know, with a picture of Manning looking at the phone laughing. Well played, well played. I can't. I'm not mad at stuff like that. I love stuff like that. And looking at the account that said it, they found it in funny themselves as well, which is the right thing to do. Don't take it personally. So yeah, yeah, brilliant stuff. But again, that is another one off the board. But the thing is, we're reporting more on players that we're not getting than players that are coming in, and that is an issue, isn't it? That is definitely an issue, because at the end of the day, we actually don't know if we're in for Ryan Manning now. We don't know unless he comes out and says it himself or whatever. We actually don't know. So we need to be getting a move on. And like I said to you yesterday, even if Ryan Manning was to leave, there's other left backs out there. It's not the end of the world. It just would have been nice with it being a free transfer. Can't imagine it would have been pretty low wages as well, pretty low signing on fee. Would have been nice, but we move on, people. Nicholas saying, KG, you look more worried than you're letting on. No, yeah, no, I am, because I want to go up. So what you need to understand when I say I'm worried is, even though I don't think we'll get relegated, I believe that this club in particular needs to go up at the first time of asking. I don't I don't trust Leeds United to spend 1, 2, 3 years in the championship again, because we'll go back to the days where we can't fight for the better players in the league, and we'll be stuck here. I genuinely believe that, Nicholas. So for me, when you're talking championship football, if you're not talking about promotion, then it's a failure of a season. It's an absolute failure of a season. Unless you're like one of the smaller clubs and you've just come up from League One and you're looking to survive. Different expectations. But for Leeds United on the first year of parachute payments out of the Premier League, if we're not promoted, then it is a worry. 100% it is. And I am concerned because I don't see this current team getting promoted. Who's scoring the goals at this point in time? Who is getting the goals in this team? And that's another thing as well. I want to see this one striker thing in the bin, because we don't have, if Nonto is to leave, if Somerville is to leave, we don't have goal scoring wingers to do the other bits that the one striker can't do. At this point in time, our one striker, I mean, who is it going to be? It's not Perkins. He doesn't play directly up front. Is it Mateo Joseph this early on? Is it Bamford? Who is it? Who is it? That this is the point. This is the problem that we have. We don't have all our ducks in order. We've got a nice nucleus of talent, and we really do. We got Drame, we got Verba, who let me just quickly go on. Oh, and yeah, bye to Ryan Manning. Good luck to you. But yeah, we got Max Verba, who again is featured on the pictures. Um, who else have we got? We've got Dan James currently. I see everyone though. Dan James, no, but no, we've got a few good players to work around. But who's in central midfield? Is it just going to be JB and Gray? No, it can't be. As much as I believe in those guys, those kids, we do need another experienced quality player in there. We need a couple, in fact. I mean, I test. I don't know. I test. Gyökeres has gone to Sporting Lisbon for 25 million. I don't know when's the last time you read the news, but yeah, he's gone, and Coventry have got 25 million for him from Sporting Lisbon. So that's not even an option anymore. Gil here saying we need a whole spine. 100%. This is it. We can go with Verber and Creswell, and I'm not opposed to that. I'm really not. But it's 46 games. There's going to be injuries. We know that with Max Verber. There's going to be suspensions. That is going to happen. We need a more meaty, fleshed out team. Goalkeeper, we still haven't got a real first choice goalkeeper as well. Yeah, Jarvis, I'm with you. I believe in young players a lot, but Jarvis is correct. It can't just be the youth. Even my favorite era of Leeds United was a young team, but you still had Lucas in there. You still had Nigel Martin, David Batty. You had a real complement of experienced players. Jason Wilcox, very underrated, by the way, Mr. Wilcox. I do rate that guy highly. You still had a nucleus of experienced pros around them. You've got to have that. Deshaun's never having it with the Dan James. I don't understand why people think Dan James is going to cook. I doubt he's learned how to put a final ball, proved his decision making in the last 12 months. He's trash. Get him out of here. Listen, Deshaun, I'm not saying that Dan James, if he's to leave, I'm not going to cry about it. You know what I mean? But look, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy, Deshaun, but I just see him. We're struggling, 1-1 draw on Tuesday away at Swansea, and he comes off the bench and he gives us something, wins a penalty, wins something, and we win the game. That's how I'm seeing it right now. Okay. But I'm not saying that that's iron done. That's just a hunch I'm getting. Carl Brown, another super chat. Thank you, Carl. I'm with you, KG. One season in championship. That is my main concern, people. And Carl, with you, it has to be a 1 year in the championship. We got to see the kind of caliber of play we're getting in now. If it isn't good, what is it going to be like next season if we don't go up? What is it going to be like? And anybody who decides to stay this season and we don't manage to go up, how much are we even going to get from next summer? These are things. It's so I cannot underline the importance of getting out of this league this season. We should never got relegated, but we have to get out of this league this season. I'm sorry, we have to. David here saying we'll be lucky to finish top half of the championship with this squad. I'm a season ticket holder. I can't argue with you, David. I really can't. I wish I could, but I can't argue with that. Like I say, there's a lot to like, but it's a lot to ask of the youngsters that we've got here to get us up. It really is. It's a lot. Um, But yeah. So I mean, yeah, Verba there was featured, and obviously underneath our poster boy for the campaign, Darko JB there. That's a cool picture, by the way. Love that by JB and the social media team. So JB featured as well. But yeah, got to get some goal scoring midfielders, goal scoring striker, a goalkeeper. I was gonna say this as well in regards to the left back. Do we already have an in-house option here? Now, I'm not saying as the main left back. I'm not saying as the out and out left back all season, but is Yelder one of the options that we've got at left back? I don't see him getting in the team at centre back with Verba playing or with Charlie Creswell. So would it be a bad option to have Yelder as one of the options? I think it would be a pretty good option. I think he's good. He's got a good build about him. From what Rotherham fans said last season, he did really well for them. Obviously, it's again different kettle of fish playing for Leeds United, but I think he's got the tools to do it. What say you people? Um, yeah, Max here saying Farkarish only can improve players, unlike our previous managers. That's the only hope I have right now. I hope so. Jamie though saying I don't see Yoda working at left back in a Farker system. Okay. Um, need do we have one midfielder that can pass the ball? Yeah, man. Listen, JB is the one at the minute, but again, it can't all be on JB's shoulders, can it? Jarvis can't be worse than Furpo. And listen, Jarvis goes back to the super chat earlier by Isaac saying about Charlie Taylor. Now that Ryan Manning's gone, Furpo can't stay here. I don't want to see Furpo in the championship. He got booked nearly every game in the Prem. What is he going to do in the championship? It's gonna be insane. So for me, Firpo is another one that I feel has to move, and I believe there'll be a move for him pretty soon. But yeah, we've got to improve that area. And listen, for me, I wouldn't be mad at Helder being one of the options if Daniel Farker sees him as one of the options there. But at the same time, I can see him being a backup centre back as well to Verba or Creswell. And for me, I think he's got to stick around. Um, yeah, he is a natural centre back. Yeah, yeah. Gary here saying Yoda looked decent when he came on against West Ham 2 seasons back. Oh man, that cameo was small, man. But I hear you. I hear you. I test here Ryan Giles. I would absolutely take Ryan Giles. I would 100% take him. One hell of a left winger, left back, I should say. He's more of a left wing back, man. He loves to get forward, get those low crosses in. Got a good long shot on him too. I would take Ryan Giles. That's why I'm saying, people. I know a lot of people were bummed about the Ryan Manning move not working out, or if there was even a move to work out. There are other left backs out there. Um, righteous one saying, why don't we try to load Matson like Burnley did? If I remember right, I think I saw a report yesterday saying that Chelsea are going to keep him around. I don't think he's going back out on loan. Otherwise, 100% you take him. But you'd probably believe that if he was to go out on loan again, that maybe he'd stick with Burnley, Vincent Company, maybe. Um, Ben Turner here, still no offers familiar from anyone. Thought he was a guaranteed departure. I think he thought that too. But hey, life is a humbler, man. It can come back to humble you when you play poorly and people have taken notice of it. He was getting away with it in the first half of the season. He was. A lot of you weren't seeing it, what I was seeing, but a lot of the time when those first shots on goal went in against him, no one was really saying anything. It's not until he visibly started to stink out the joint in the second half of the season. But no, not that I've seen it anyway, Ben. There hasn't been any concrete offers for Millier at this time. And Bobs is saying, Giles, great shot, easy to get on loan. I would think so too. But hey, who knows what the 49ers are cooking up? We don't know. Um, BRG saying, good day from Oz KG. Good day, mate. As left back, we'll try and get Jamal Lewis out of Newcastle. He knows Farker. Yeah, again, that's a good option. Jamal Lewis, I'll maintain. I think he's a good championship left back. I think he's what we need at this level. Don't see him as a Premier League left back. I'm afraid I don't think he's got the tools to do it there. But 100%, if we could use that connection and go back again, we already saw Ryan Manning. He's gone back with his former gaff at Southampton. That is a thing that happens in football. So yeah, Jamal Lewis, I would not complain about Jamal Lewis. He can still get up and down. He's still mobile. There are options out there, people, but can we get one, please? Please, Leeds, please get me something. Get me something. Not just anything, no. Not just anything, all right? Get me something quality. Neil S, is Pascal leaving? I've heard nothing. No, seen Pascal in the training pictures. He hasn't been featured as such, but he's been in the background of them. So haven't heard anything for Pascal Strike. And again, at this point with Pascal, I don't know who would be in for him. Would he go back to would he go to Holland? Italy, maybe. I think Italy would suit his kind of game probably more. I don't see him going anywhere. I think he's going to be another one of our centre back options, and that's why I'm saying that's why I say there are still more outgoings that need to happen for me before I'm fully satisfied. But yeah, I haven't seen him being linked with anyone. Um, let's have a look. What's everyone saying? But yeah, and just quickly on the trip to Norway, Michael Bridges was out there, and this is for the 99 2000 people out there that remember that season. Who remembers these classic hits from the 99 2000 season? Amazing memories wearing these, and yeah, brought it back, man. Look at that. These are the good times, man. These are the great times. Not gonna lie, these are the times where you can't compete with this. Nothing that's happened in the last 20 years competes with this team and the team with like a year after with Rio Ferdinand, Olivier Decourt, and those guys, Robbie Keane, just unmatched in recent history for me. And yeah, nice to see Bridges out there. I know he's pretty much an ambassador of Leeds United now, isn't he? But unlucky, very unlucky with injuries, unfortunately. But amazing days. This is when we had actual quality players, and you could argue about who was the best player. Because if someone said Lee Bowyer, you'd say fair enough. If someone said Harry Kuehl, you say fair enough. If someone said that we had the left-footed David Beckham and Ian Hart, you say yeah, you're correct because he was scoring free kicks and pens all over the gaff. Love this team, man. Love this team. Just great days, and how far we are away from them. As we said, as I said with Paul Robinson as well. Paul Robinson said to me, "We're so far away from those days," and he's right. He's absolutely right. Yeah, we need a new sky blue kit like the old one being too long. Yeah, these kits were sensational. The yellow one as well that we had in this era as well. Beautiful kits, absolutely beautiful. But again, am I relating that the beauty of the kit to the success we had? Probably, but great days. Can't argue with these days. I absolutely love them. We was legitimately, for people that weren't around or maybe have forgotten or put it to the back of your mind, we were legitimately one of the best teams in the country and European giants at the time. We didn't win nothing, but we got to the semi-final UEFA Cup one year and the semi-final Champions League the next. We was one of those teams, people. Just that's where my, I guess, my love or want to win comes from. It doesn't come from a losing thing where I've started to support Leeds in League One or the Championship. It came from when we was in the Premier League the first time round and was a legitimate threat to the top teams. And that's where my, I guess that's where my want for Leeds United to do so much better or know we could do so much better comes from. But yeah, what a shame, man. What a shame that is it's gone. Yeah, Dave, I can imagine I was far too young, but yeah, I can imagine Dave cost you a fortune in flights all over Europe, Dave. Spartak, Roma. Oh man, I'm gonna have to throw on Premier League years again, man. I'm getting misty eyed still. But yeah, is there anything else? Yeah, Jarvis, we really were. It's so hard for people to comprehend this, but we really were. We came up this second time and we barely laid a glove on Man United overall. Yeah, we got a 2-2 draw against them, cool. But we actually used to beat them once in a while in the peak Fergie era, where he had the choice of Cole, York, Sheringham, Solskjaer. We actually used to beat them. We used to beat Arsenal. You know, it wasn't a big deal when we beat them. We was one of those teams, but oh well. Oh well. Yeah, still love him, man. Still love O'Leary, man. O'Leary. Sack for finishing fifth, eh? Those are the days. Those are the days. Is there anything else that I've let me just check. Nah, all done with that. All done. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, people. I don't know what we're doing here in terms of incomings. Look, I'm on here now. Hopefully, we got something to announce later after the Man U game. I'm not going to be on after the Manchester United friendly. That's not happening. We can talk about it tomorrow or something else like that. If there's any serious injuries that happen, maybe I'll come back on. But I don't know what anyone's expecting from that friendly, but I hope the fans out in Norway enjoy seeing the team play, because obviously it's a rarity for them to go to other parts of the world, and there's a big Leeds United fan base out in Norway. So I hope you all enjoy that. Someone just asked if JB not gone. I don't know if JB hasn't gone, but Rasmus Christensen hasn't gone as he's finalized his move to Roma. Jacob, KG, can you just make up a link, because we'll end up signing up tomorrow if you do. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's thanking me for that one, though, are they, Jacob, in Weston McKennie? Yeah, that was just weird, wasn't it? Saying about Weston McKennie, surely why don't we bring him in? It makes sense. And then literally the next day we had links to Weston McKennie, and he was in the door a couple of days later. Crazy. Great. Naughty Mark saying great stream. Thank you, Mark. And listen, for anyone that hasn't, there's over 300 people here. Please hit the like on the video. It really does help the channel out more than you know. I test here is saying what's happened to Tyler Adams. I think he's still on holiday. I think he's on extended holiday. I know Willie Nanto is on holiday. He posted out something on Instagram yesterday where he looks like he's relaxing. I think those kind of players are probably looking more for the permanent exit. So maybe they're waiting for their agents to do their jobs and before they even attempt to come back. Maybe. I hope not, though. I hope we can convince Tyler Adams, but it's highly unlikely. Oh, yeah, Jamie Dixon, that goalkeeper coach. Ed Wootton is going to be our number one. Yeah, I didn't bring it up, but he has officially assigned now. He is in the building. So Ed Wootton is our new goalkeeping coach, leaving a bad one behind. Yeah. But yeah, listen, people, thank you for joining me today. I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully we got something to report incoming wise later today or tomorrow. Please, I need that, Leeds. I need it. Please, I need it so bad, so bad. And listen, and Penguins as well, please get Eric Carlson done. I need that too. I need it. I will love it, and I think I deserve it. I do. So yeah, please, my teams, just get your ducks in order, man. Why must you make me suffer? Don't make me suffer no more. Dash saying Rutter is the new star boy. Looks like it, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Looks like it. Just going by the promo pictures and everything else like that. But listen, people, have a good day, night, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Peace out, and I'll see you in the next stream, people. Much love. Peace.